Hey guys, what's up? In this video I'm going to be showing you the basics of DSLR photography. So this is not for an advanced DSLR user, obviously, because I said the basics, but I'm just going to show you what you can do with it right out of the box, not having any earlier experience with the DSLR, or if you had any, then very limited. So here's my DSLR. This is a Canon T2i. So here's the lens. This is a kit lens, 18 to 55 millimeter, and the camera itself has a 18 megapixel sensor. It's not full frame, obviously, because it's a Rebel, but the big reason that I wanted this was that it can do 1080p video, 30 frames per second, 1080p video, which is a big plus for me, obviously, because I like making YouTube videos. But yeah, let's get into more about the camera. So right here is the lens cover. So you want to keep that on most of the time when you're not using your camera. It just protects it from the elements or whatever. And then on the lens I have mounted a UV filter. It's right in front of the lens. It doesn't mess with the image quality at all. It just protects your lens. If you drop your camera, the UV filter will break before the lens breaks. So I think this was like $10, the UV filter, and the lens was $200. I bought it separately from the camera, so I would way rather have the filter break than the lens. So that's a good thing to buy when you're getting into photography or whatever. So here's the SD slot. I have just a little 8 gig SDHC class 6 in there. So let's turn this on. Actually, before we turn this on, I just wanted to show you about the buttons a little bit. Here's the mode dial right here. You can see there's all sorts of different settings. Manual, AV, TV, full auto, and then there's pre-programmed ones that you cannot change the settings on, like portrait, landscape, close-up, sports, and then a no flash. And then at the very end there's a movie mode. But I'm just going to show you a little bit about it, how to use it. Again, I'm not going to show you how to become an expert with it, because I'm not an expert. I'm just going to show you the basics. So I'm just going to grab a candle. That will be what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to let in some light on that. That should look okay. Okay, so there's the on switch. So you turn it on. I have it on full auto right now, and you can press this button to get a live view look. So right now I'm focusing on it. Alright, so right now you should be seeing that shot. That one was on full auto again. Now I'm going to try the close-up setting, which should be like a little flower. So I'm going to get it a little closer. Okay, so that was on the close-up setting. Now I'm going to try the manual setting, which is almost the last one up at the top. Manual should just be an M. Again, this is a Canon camera, so it's going to be different from Nikon, Sony, Kodak, whatever you have. It shouldn't be that different, but the buttons are going to be placed differently probably, and do different things. So here's my manual. I have ISO 800, which should be a little too high for this. F-stop is f6.3, and I'm gonna take this shot. I'm using live view. Actually, I'm gonna use manual focus for this one, which I probably should have been doing this whole time, but sometimes I get lazy. Okay, so again, that was on manual, ISO 200, and the f-stop is 6.3. So now I'm going to actually take a video. So again, you can slide the dial all the way to the end, and it should snap open the sensor or whatever it's doing and give you a live view. And right now it's not recording, you have to press that button. But first I want to mess with the settings. So for just good quality, you want to go to 1080p if your computer can handle that. Because if your computer can't even handle 1080p, then it's pretty worthless, because you can't do anything with it. But I'm going to do 1080p, 30 frames per second. So I'm just going to get pretty close to it. And again, I'm on manual focus. Okay, so I'm ready to press the record button. I'm going to try and keep it as still as possible. I'm going to get a little movement. Okay, that was probably pretty badly done. I'm actually pretty new to DSLR video taking, cinematography, whatever you call it. But once you start playing around with it for a while, you will get automatically better than you were when you started out. That doesn't mean you're going to start making like big films or anything, but you will get better. Learn how to use the focus ring, because the autofocus is not really worth it on video because it's a single point autofocus, or what is it called? Yeah, I think it's just single autofocus, which means it will focus on one thing, and then when you move around, when the camera moves around, it will lose its focus and not be focused on what you're trying to have it focused on. So I just prefer manual focus, and pretty much everybody that uses a DSLR for video does. I forgot to show you, over here is the inputs. There's a mic input, a remote shutter release input, an AV out so you can connect to your computer, and then an HDMI. That's a mini HDMI, or it's not normal sized HDMI, so you'll have to get some adapter or something. Here is the flash button. So we'll pop up that flash, and oh, sorry for that. Here's the lens release button right there. So that was my video. If you'd like some more in-depth, a more in-depth lesson, then just let me know, because I know a lot more about cameras. I just don't know what you guys need to know. So so just give me a message and I will make another video with more details if you would like. So thanks for watching, guys.